We have mass killers and adulterers and folks coming out hiding in the house of God. I remember a story somebody told me. A personal story. A evangelist I know told me how the church they were in and how the pastor, one of the Church of God of Christ right in Long Island here, told me how the pastor was setting them up with this man in the church. And the man, when they found out about the man had a high-priced cocaine habit. And they found out the various different things. And the first thing they asked me was, why would my pastor set me up with somebody like this, knowing that he was a con man and a cocaine head and had a bad habit? No, what it was, the pastor saw the money that this guy was speaking and spitting at him. And so all he saw was dollar signs and not in a place in God to see what type of spirit that the man came in. Let me tell you something. Everybody saying holy, holy, holy in the name of the Lord. Coming to church is not trying to be saved. You got to know those, you don't need to know the sheep from the wolves. And you got to know those that with the mind to be saved from the ones that are coming and playing church. See, let me tell you, the Bible said, beware of wolves of sheep's clothing. In other words, they come with the guise of looking one way, but actuality, there is an ulterior motive behind something. This is why leadership needs to really be connected to God to be able to discern what's coming in your house. See, this is why people fail to see. I hear a lot of people saying they're watchmen, they're watching on the wall. I even heard lay members say that. I said, but you don't know what you're talking about, because to really be a watchman on the wall, you have to be prepared, purposely prepared, and to sit by God, to stand in a place to preach to the people, to tell them what God is saying. And to be on the wall means to be on the wall with prayer, watching consistently to know when the devil's coming in the midst or when he's already sat and waiting for the opportunity. Don't you know a little something about lions and tigers? Certain animals, they look for a certain time on which to attack their prey. You know, the lioness, she walks around and she lurks in a certain area. The leopard hides in the tree, has a black and brown spot. They even discovered now on Animal Planet that they got a black leopard. They said many years people were saying about the Black Panther, but they said come to find out that's not a panther, it's a leopard, because they looked very closely. It was all black, but they saw fine dark black spots. They said, no, this is a leopard that hangs out at night waiting for an opportunity to find his prey. And they just don't come all of a sudden to find their prey. They watch and they stalk for the least opportunity. And don't you know, this is what the devil does. He looks for an opportunity to stalk his prey. Before he comes to attack you, he don't come attack you just all of a sudden. He looks and he waits for the right prime time to find what's your light, what's your weakness, and begin to attack that weak point. He's not going to attack you face forward. Even in India, they have in India where the Bengal tigers hang in the woods. How the Bengal tigers hang in the woods? They have to wear masks on the back of their head because the tigers will sneak up from the back, grab the people by the men by the back of their neck and women and drag them out. They say even riding the buses, they got a certain type of tram they ride at night. They can see in the woods glowing eyes. And they said some of the eyes that were glowing, they were said those were natives that were out there, but others were the tigers waiting and looking for an opportunity just to launch out and attack. They even showed a segment on Animal Planet where they were shooting at a tiger, and the tiger took one leap, and he leaped up on top of the elephant to swipe the rider off the elephant. I want you to see, but God is trying to get us to see again about attaching old cloth to new. Again, in order, I was always taught in the church when it comes down to working in God's house, you can't work and serve for God just living your kind of way. Everything, like I said before, got to be holy. When it comes down to the instruments, when it comes down to the organ, when it comes down to everything.